All right, so look, we're getting all this plumbing ran, fed in from the massive diverter here. This is one of the most important things over here by Tom. This is one of the most important things is this unit, okay? And I want to show you something about this unit. If you have a unit similar to this, anything like this, this is what you're looking for back here. Tom, if I'm in your way, brother, just let me know. Here, I'll scoot over here. Let me show you about this unit here because I want to show you the different things. So your unit might be as big, it may be smaller. Anyway, these type of units, the waterfall units, they work very similar to one another. Okay, we don't have an actual ceiling up here. It's beams instead. So this right here, these guys, this is what you're looking for on the insides back in here. There are 6 of them. Okay, here's the other one over here. These from the front side are these right here. So when these get unscrewed, it allows this whole plate to drop or to suck back up. Now the distance on that is actually, we've got about an inch of play here. If that came out an entire inch, there's still a 1/4 inch thread coming through holding our plate. In other words, on the front side, it gives us a whole lot of room to adjust. We can adjust up to an inch at the end of this when everything, the rock goes on, the last little thing, we can adjust up to an inch. So what we're going to do, your situation may be a little different. Up here on our beams, I'm going to rip on a table saw 5/8 of an inch thick and put those up on the beams. And I'll show you here in just a little bit. Then where the 5/8 shims are, so to speak, holding this, because I've already got the drawings up here. There's the right side, there's the middle, there's the left side, and it's all centered in our space of our shower floor. So when I put these spacers in here at 5/8, then I'm going to run a 2x6 across those so that I can set the unit down inside, and it brings the unit 5/8 of an inch below the actual beam as it is right now. That way later, we've already figured up with our go board, with our thin set, with the rock size itself and the depth of it, we are at 7/8 of an inch on a finish. So if I set this box to 5/8, that's going to allow us an 1/8 of an inch or so to hit that plate, but really we have a whole inch to go if we were mathematically wrong. So let me start putting all this together so you can visually see it, and then it'll make more sense to you. I'm a visual guy. I'm sure a lot of you all are as well. So once I set this up here again, your depth might be a little different. If this was a finished ceiling, we would be going about it really the same way. All right, so look, there's 4 of them. This is what's going to go underneath the beams. Okay, and then I'll set a 2x6 across there. I'll show you. That way we can drop this box down in here, and it'll be exactly 5/8 of an inch below the beam itself. All right, so now we got our 2 plate blocks here, 24 inches. We're going to take these inside. We're going to put the 5/8. These guys over here I got stacked up. We're going to put those up on the beams, and then we're going to set these plates across there so we can set the unit in there, and that'll keep us 5/8 below the beam height. Okay, so look, this is very important right here. We've got everything sitting up here and got it staged. It's held with clamps. This is what I was talking about. These are the 5/8 little blocks that we ripped to put up there to get the consistent spacing below the actual beam. So what I wanted to show you how I knew where to put these, we drew out the entire length of this. This line you're seeing here and here is exactly 2 inches in from the edge. The length of this is getting covered up by this 2x6 right now. The reason for that is you can see right here. I'm going to let this go over here because I want to show you. Okay, so when I took a tape measure across there, 2 inches got me here because with this resting on the 2x6 for placement right there, this and this is actually lower. So I would be sitting on that, crushing those, plus it would be giving me a different height. So we had to figure out off the corner how much room we had so that none of this, all this stuff is below the 2x6 surface. So this is the safe zone right here. That's why I made these marks 2 inches in from our exterior, the perimeter of this unit. So now that we've got all this up here, it just makes life simple. It's all hands-free. I can get the distance in between here exactly the same. I can figure out what that is so that we can create an inner channel. Then I'm gonna go up top and actually put my screws right here. You can see them. They're fed in here. You got bunches of them. You even have side plates in the back that you can't see where the 2x6 is, where we can screw in there. So all this is going to be well mounted and secured to the structure that we just showed you we were hanging from yesterday. So all this is going to time out and work out well. Okay, so what we did was we took the unit here and moved up out of the way. Okay, here was what you couldn't see earlier. That is the ending point right here. And that is our 2 inches, as you can see right there. That's where we came in to miss in the unit, to miss those little guys. That way we were back here at the edge on the flat spot, so none of that stuff is getting pinched. And it's the same thing as I did over here. There's the 2 inches in, so that's where I set those blocks. Had the framework so that way that was resting right at the exterior line, right at the end of the unit. So now that the unit's out of the way, the difference in between the unit here on the sides is 3/8 once it is centered. So what I've done here is rip these to 3/8. They are going to go up here, and exactly where that drawing is, those are going to slide right there to the edge. And that's exactly where I know where to put these guys. So we're going to get these installed, and then we're going to rest the unit right back down in here to make sure everything hits correctly. Then we're ultimately going to pull the unit back out so we can get every bit of this stuff waterproofed, and then we'll install the unit. So right now they're just stubbing up everything we got going on plumbing wise. There you go. All right, so we are up on top. Look, check that view out. What up down below? Hey. So we're up top, and as you notice, look, so all our beamwork is open for a lot of reasons. We'll get into that later, but I want to show you. This is now set back in here, no gap, okay? And then look at our lines. See how that times right out. Over here the same. Those are the lines that I showed you previously underneath. And then that was that 2-inch span that we needed to be resting on this plate to stay completely 5/8 below our beamwork. So it was easier to be on top and to set that down in the chute than to fight that from below. So obviously if you had a ceiling, you would have had to do what we would have had to do. We'd have had to come up in between the joists and then set back down. So no problem on this end though, everything's fed right. And then after we get all the plumbing ran, normally if your ceiling was not open, these are set up to suspend. You can hook these up here and it will let that, extra support there. So when we're done, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to get our lines over here first so I don't interrupt the PEX lines coming into the ports. After those are already run, I'm going to come over here and brace in between on top, beam to beam. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw this up to the beam. That way, if anything, with 10 4-inch screws going around into the beams, holding this is a fail-safe. This is a backup for us. So if that ever failed, these would kick in and nothing would ever fall, anything like that.
How is that? Cutting it right at the right freaking spot. That's a nice guess, but look at that, 30 inches.
We got lucky. No, that's off a 30-second, bro. You need to move that.
Boom.
Got the drill. Alright, so look, end of the day, you guys. So we just wanted to show you where we were at with everything. This is the necessary blocking we needed up here to give the 8.5-inch illusion of the beams. Okay? That, now all these are on point. So this will be getting wrapped up underneath. Now we made that continuous, you know, the 8.5 inches. So now everything's going to be nice like it should. So this is ended up being staged up here. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to pull that right out. We are going to Aqua Defense, Hydroban, whichever one we do. We're going to close all that up, let it all dry, multiple coats, do all these beams up here before we take the time to wrap all that with Go Board. We just want to be double protected. Moisture, just any of that won't even be a concern anymore. And the bond strength with that floor rock and everything going on there is just going to bond really well. After that's done, tomorrow afternoon, we'll be able to set that right back down in there just like it is, screw it, and then I'll be able to drop this on this side and everything will be housed right into play. We finished up all the plumbing over here. Everything's been ran. So we write everything down so we don't forget it. We take a picture. When all this is dressed up, we don't want to forget where everything is. So right off the floor side, that's not going to change right now. That's how we go about getting our measurements. This is set for a 24-inch grab bar hitting line to line. And we have the fluctuation if they change their mind to go up or to go down in this span. We know exactly where these hit when they get covered up. The wand's in the same boat over here. All these suckers are ran from underneath. We put brand new valves underneath so we can shut the water off right below us and not affect the whole house. Moving on up to here, everything got in and it's all sitting up here in the ceiling line up above, stubbed out, ready to go for when this finally gets put in place and we go up there and make our appropriate ties. So moving forward, like I said, all the blocking got done. Oh, we missed a block, fellas.
No.
So we'll throw that in first thing in the morning, but tomorrow's cool. We're going to be showing up here. We did get all this stubbed out, ready to go. We're going to be showing up here tomorrow, and the goal is tomorrow we're going to get this deck mud down. You know, just a list of stuff we're going to be doing. We're going to go ahead and get this floor pitched. So later on in the week and everything, we'll be having the membrane in, the band, the corners, the whole nine, and we can start rocking this shower floor and then moving on up, you know, with our walls and all that stuff. So a lot of work left, but a lot of progress. Lots of progress. Look, check out this cool feature. We didn't mean to do this, but look, check that out. Ha! We actually put a cross right in there. So wasn't on purpose. We needed blocking right here for the Go Board. We had already had this in for the bar, so it's just really cool. I think Tom or Billy, one of them pointed that out, man. So that was really awesome because Lord knows we all need the Lord on our side. So awesome day, a lot of progress, and as always, you all appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hope this helps you at home. Until the next one, we'll see you back real soon.